Here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello, welcome here, welcome back, good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is my honor truly that you guys are here and that you show up, show love, support, all that stuff. So we are going to do the individual reading for the Cancer Collective. But before we get started, we are going to talk about this. This is my book. It is called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. Okay. And I wrote this whole entire book using my phone and a talk-to-text app and some paper, okay? And I share my story as a message of hope and inspiration for anybody out there that is struggling. Either you have a loved one in addiction, or you are struggling with addiction yourself, or that you are in recovery. I am open and honest and like an open book, literally, with all the embarrassing bad decisions, crazy traumas, like my crazy life that I've had. Like, it is all, not all of it, but the majority of it is in this little book right here. And I do that because I know what it feels like to be alone. I know what it feels like to be in a dark place, to feel like that nothing's ever going to get better. And I don't want anybody out there to feel like that anything that they've been through is too much to overcome. I would like to help as many humans as possible, like transform their pain into power. And that's what we do around here. We transform pain into purpose and to power. So that will be in the description box of every single one of my uploads. You could get a copy of it on Amazon, or it is available on my website for free, or you could get a signed copy for me. And all of that stuff will be down in the description box of this video. All right. So let's get started. Cancer. What do we got for the Cancer Collective? Once again, thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button, the subscribe, hit the bell, so that when you know when I go live, and drop down and say hello. You can say hello. I don't bite. I only nibble a little bit, okay? Cancer. What do we have for the Cancer Collective? What's up with the Cancer Collective? I've been doing some pre-recorded videos because my mom's wife just had surgery, and I've been staying over there for the night, and I will be back over there tomorrow night, and then my mom's birthday is the 18th. So happy birthday, Mom, and happy birthday all the Virgos out there. But this is a Cancer reading, so I don't know, you might be dealing with a Virgo. What do we have for the Cancer Collective? The Lovers in reverse. Cancer, are you up in your head about, like, you have the Lovers in reverse and you have the Two of Swords? It's like you're trying to make a decision, like you're trying to make a decision between like self-love and loving someone else, and you have the Hangman here. Like, you feel like there's like some extreme amounts of delay, and like that there's just a standstill. Like, maybe you are putting your love life on hold, or you don't feel like the person that you're interested in feels the same way that you feel about them. It's like a part of you feels like that it might be unrequited love, and you're trying to decide if it's unrequited, or if you're just, if you're imagining this connection. Guaranteed you're not imagining this connection. Like, there definitely is a connection there, and there is unfinished business between you and another person, or whatever this situation is. Like, there's definitely unfinished business there. And it feels like you're trying to go internally to seek clarity. You're trying to you're not trying to get information from other people. Like, really, you're like looking for confirmation, or, like, you're really trying to do the inner work to seek counsel within yourself. You're you're trying to say yes authentically so that you don't say yes with resentment about something, or you're trying to say no authentically so you don't say no with resentment. Like you're really trying to listen to your own inner self with the high priestess here. You're trying to follow your own intuition, like listen to your own inner knowing, your own guidance. You're soaking in as much information as you possibly can. Like maybe you're all about higher learning, like seeking higher knowledge. But there is definitely, you definitely feel like there's some sort of delay in your love life here, you know? And that's not always a bad thing, right? Like we don't want to spend time with unnecessary like contracts, you know, with unnecessary people, you know. And I don't feel like you have like a whole, like you don't have like a whole bunch of people like wasting your time. You're not wasting your time on anyone. But I think that's the thing, is like you are seriously choosing to, it's like to be with yourself until you find the right person, you know. And it's not really about finding the right person, it's about becoming the right person. So you're doing a lot of inner work on yourself. Like you're seeking personal closures, you're learning forgiveness for yourself. Maybe you've been really hard on yourself, you know, like you've overcome a lot of battles, a lot of heartache, you know. So you're really doing the inner work to try to release and let go of any sort of resentments or any sort of attachments you have to any past circumstances that might be holding you back. All right. But I feel like right now, like you are like on hold, not like you're like on hold waiting on the phone with like this really crappy background music, but like you're like on hold holding out for something that's actually worth it, for someone that's actually worth it. Like I don't think that you're just going to invest your time into anyone that just pays attention to you, you know. Like you're being really discerning, you're being very methodic, you know. Like maybe before you might have had some of these codependency issues with the Nine of Cups in reverse here. You might have like lacked like inner confidence or like self-awareness, you know. So you might have had a tendency to jump into relationships with people too fast, too soon, without ever forming any sort of friendship or, you know, really solid foundation with someone, and then it ends in disaster, and then you're left like picking up the pieces. So I think that you are being really discerning about who it is that you connect with, because you're at this point where you're refusing to settle. It's like if they don't mark the boxes that you're looking for, it's like you're not going to invest your time into somebody that could possibly just be another thing that you have to pick up all the pieces from, you know. Like you're trying to be really wise with your steps, really wise with your choices. And I think you're doing a whole lot of inner healing, you know. Like you're coming out of this mind prison. Like where you've been trapped before, like maybe you've been like repeating some sort of trauma in your mind, like reliving it, you know. Like I think you're finally releasing that from your body. Like it's not like when you think about it, it no longer sends you on a downward spiral. Like whatever this traumatic experience is, or maybe several of them, you know. Maybe if somebody brings up a specific name, like before you used to like spiral into this downward spiral and then remember everything that happened, and then like your body just, you like your whole body felt like you were still living in that moment. And now you've come to a point where like when you think about it, you don't have that downward spiral. It's just kind of like it's not like you've forgotten, but you don't have the same emotional reaction to your memories as you once did. So that right there is proof enough that you've done some major transformation. You have done a lot of healing as far as like the stuff from the past goes. And I think that's also a reason why you're being so cautious with who you give your heart to, or what you give your heart to, what you invest in. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like you want to make sure that you get your rewards, you get your fruits of your labor, you know. Like you want equal give and take. Like not everybody is 100% or 50%, 50%. Like not everybody is 100% all the time, but you at least want to know that somebody is you know, giving what they can, doing what they can, providing what they can. Like it's not your job to make somebody else like feel a specific way, but at the same time, like nobody, you know, like you will still be there for somebody if they're down on their luck, like if they're only running at 75%, because nobody's at 100% all the time, right? So there might be a little bit of conflict in your immediate surroundings. There might be some people that are in conflict around you. Like maybe your neighbors, like you might hear your neighbors fighting all the time or something. There's some sort of fight that you hear on a regular basis, that is in your energy field. But I don't feel that it is actually like they're not fighting with you. It's just something that you like, it's part of your, not your immediate bubble, but like it's like touching your bubble. You know what I mean? It's like hearing your neighbors fight all the time and then having to like try to shut that out, But you do have long-term commitment with the 10 of cups here. You have 10 of cups in the upright. Like that's long-term commitment. That's permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. And I think that comes with knowing your worth, knowing your value, learning how to release and let go of those traumatic experiences, not letting your body relive those events over and over again, every time that you have that memory. Like you're no longer like controlled by the memories of your past trauma, where before you, like I said, you would hear a name of a person or you would get reminded of something and it would just be this downward spiral, until like you pulled yourself out of it. Sometimes it could last a day, sometimes it lasted like weeks, and sometimes it lasted longer than that. But there is definitely celebration and love in your future. All right. Like friendships, collaborations, you might be working with people that work very well with you, people that are like a good team player that know how to put in their part, especially if you're in business with other people, or like you have like collaborations where you're responsible for this aspect of production and then this person is responsible for that aspect of production, and it's like you guys work really well as a team. And they're like you're not holding nothing back, right? Like you're pretty much an open book. It's like if somebody wants to know something, like you'll either tell them, like you'll tell them without even having to ask. It's like you're not hiding anything, and you're releasing all of the fear that you have had in the past, like you're definitely navigating through whatever dark times that you've been through. Like you are definitely navigating yourself out into the light, and I think that you're starting to shine pretty brightly for the people that are around you. They might be looking up to you for inspiration. You might have like you might be a counselor of some sort. There's definitely some sort of like moderation, like counselor, like peacekeeper. Like you might be volunteering for like recovery centers, or you do something for like underprivileged children at schools, or like you do some sort of social work. It feels like there's definitely some sort of like major impact that you make in a social networking type of situation, and you're definitely not holding on to anything from the past. It's like you are seizing whatever opportunities you have in front of you with both hands, not with like, not, you're not just dipping your toes into the water. Like if you see an opportunity, like you are definitely taking a hold of it with both hands. You're grasping that opportunity for sure, and you're choosing happiness. It's like you are choosing acceptance, you're choosing happiness. You've released whatever fear you've had from the past, or whatever whatever like turmoil, or like any sort of grudges, or ill will. Like you've released all of that into the unknown, and you're releasing your attachments to anything that you once had expectations for. It's like you're releasing your attachment to an expectation, and you're just kind of like going with the flow. It is what it is. It's like I only have control over what I have control over. It's like that serenity prayer, to the courage to change the things that you can change, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? And you're not letting you're not putting out any of those flames. You're like, if that tower's burning to the ground, you're just gonna let it burn. You're like, we don't need no water, let that motherfucker burn, motherfucker, burn. But you've undergone a lot of personal transformation. I do feel like you feel like there's some sort of delay in your love though, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, like getting to know yourself and to love and enjoy your own company. Like you always see those memes all around where it's like, you're not in competition with somebody else, you're in competition with myself, right? You're in competition with my sense of self-worth and peace. It's like, if you don't bring something to my if you don't bring something to elevate my level of happiness or to elevate my level of peace on the table, then there's no point in even entertaining, any sort of relationship like that. And I really think that you are becoming aware of like it's cute to just say those things, like everybody think they're cute little memes or whatever, but like in reality there's like a whole other side of awareness to actually feel that way, to feel that, like I'm better off by myself and I love myself, and I'm not entertaining any sort of anything that could possibly bring me back to my old patterns or make me spiral like that. Like you're really harboring love for yourself, or learning how to harbor that love for yourself, and to like you're not into any sort of shallow connections. Like you don't want any kind of wham bam thank you ma'ams. Like you are very aware of what sort of spiritual STDs are. Like not only are there regular STDs, but there's spiritual STDs, right? So you're not getting hooked, you're not involving yourself in anybody else's, like you're not trying to get attached to anybody and their demons. Like you're not taking on anybody else's problems as your own. Like you are really learning how, like, transitioning, transmutation. You're being an alchemist of your energy, of your experiences. Like you're definitely taking the wisdom that you've learned from the experiences that you've been through, you know and applying it to your now. And you're realizing that the things that you've been through, it's like, yeah, you might have found a lot of what you didn't want. You didn't find what you wanted, but you definitely found what you didn't want. And what you don't want is really important along your path to getting what you do want, right? It's like, how do you know what you want until you know what you definitely don't want? So you are well on your way to finding true commitment and contentment in the realm of the heart. And I don't think that necessarily even has to do with another person. You're like, I'm good if I'm by myself, and I'm good if I find somebody. You're like, you have no attachment to the expectation, or the assumption of what's going to happen. It's like you've released all of those things, you know but you are willing and ready to take a leap. Like if you find somebody that's on your level, like, spiritually, energetically, emotionally, financially, somebody that can not only like keep up with you, but like inspire you to do better as well. It's like you might have been the inspiration for all of the people that you were with in the past. Like you're always having to uplift them, always having to inspire them. Like you were the muse for most of your relationships, and it's like you want somebody to be your muse as well. It's like you want somebody that's of an equal, like you want an equal partner, not like you're not trying to put anybody on a pedestal, and you don't want to be on a pedestal. It's like you don't want to sit on a pedestal, like you want to sit eye to eye with somebody. You want to be eye to eye with somebody. You want to have the same sort of inspiration from the person that you're with. It's like you would rather be with somebody that you truly are, like you truly respect and that you admire. It's like you don't want to be out in the world talking shit about your partner, like, oh god, this bitch, you can't believe, like you're like, oh, I'm not with this person, I don't know this person. And I think you've been in relationships before where it's like you were embarrassed to go out with the person that you were with because they like acted a fool out in public, or just something that like you weren't very proud of. It's like you would rather be with somebody that you admire, that you respect, that like you cherish, that like cherishes you equally. But you're not taking that leap until you know for sure that they're the kind of person that you can take that leap with. But there's definitely going to be a new beginning. And I think you're starting to let your heart chakra open. It's like you're starting to open your heart. You're starting to not be as blocked to the idea of love, like you're starting to not be in love with love. Like you want love that is actual, true, and pure, not just like a fleeting emotion that gives you, heightened dopamine levels. Like you're not looking for a quick fix. You know, like you are looking for something that is stable and secure. And you've definitely come to acceptance. Like, and that's like a major part of the next step, is that acceptance of letting go of the attachment to the outcome of something, you know? Like, you're accepting that it is what it is, and I'll find who I'll find, and I'm not settling. It's like you're not settling for anything that you've been through in the past, you know? But I think once it does happen, it's going to happen pretty fast, right? That's like this speed of rapid action, you know, quick decisions. It's like once that love does come in and you do make that final decision, yeah, with the Knight of Cups here, like when you do connect with this person, like it's going to happen fast. It's going to be like 1 minute you're single, the next minute you're like, you know, totally involved. It's like wearing cute little matching outfits. But yeah, you got the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So it's very fast moving with a whole lot of emotion. But you like emotion. You're a water sign. So you like that mushy gushy, like tell me how you feel, you know, real deep, like talk to me in poetry, you know? And I think you're gonna be able to communicate really well with this person. I think you've experienced a lot of unfairness in the past, you know. But I mean, who really hasn't? We've all got to play all sides of that coin, right? Like we have to be the unfair ones. We have to be the ones that have been that have been done unfairly. We have to be the heroine, the advocate, the victim, the, you know, the heartbroken, the heartbreaker. It's like, in order to truly understand what any of that actually feels like, is like we have to experience those things for ourselves. Otherwise, we can only relate, you know? Even then, we can only relate. Even if we've been through something ourselves, right? Like nobody else is actually truly us. So all we can ever do is really relate how we feel by what other people are going through. So even if somebody is having a similar situation to you, like no two people are going to feel the exact same way. Two people are going to respond in the exact same way. Like all we can do is relate how we feel or what we would feel we would do, you know. And until we actually go through that situation at all, then we're only making assumptions. But yeah, I think you are on like a like I would like not to say layaway, or you're not on hold, but like you are being protected right now so that you can do the healing work, so that you can focus on truly loving yourself and breaking those patterns. Because I mean, when we go from one relationship to another relationship, like there's no time in between to change frequencies, to change vibrations. So we're still on that same plane of existence that we were in our last relationship, you know. And if you've had no time to really truly get to know yourself and to love yourself and to, you know, like be your best self, then we just end up repeating those same cycles, you know, the same demon in a different person, the same lesson in a different person, until we learn to stick a stick in that spoke and stop that wheel from spinning. And I think that you have stuck that wheel, you have stopped that wheel. Like you've stopped those cycles, you've broken that chain of patterns. Like you might have like really done a lot of internal work to realize like how your patterns have created, you know, this existence over and over again, you know. And whatever it was that you saw in those patterns, you have taken action to change them. It's like you have taken accountability, you've acknowledged what it was, and now you are working to change those behaviors, right? Which that's how true change is made. So congratulations, Cancer. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. You've put in a lot of work, a whole lot of work, and you will get your just dues. You know, you might be getting a message soon, Page of Swords, either from somebody younger than you, or maybe you're waiting to hear from one of your children. You know, like you might get a message from one of your children. But yeah, you do have the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool card. So you're just waiting. You are packed and ready to go. It's like you you've packed up that baggage. You know what I mean? You left it outside on the curb. Like you're waiting for the taxi to come pick you up to put you in the airport. So, I mean, you know, like, you've examined it, you've looked at it, you've cried over it, you felt whatever you needed to feel about it, and it's like, okay, you know that it's time to put it aside. It's like you've let go of whatever it was that you need to let go of, and you do have love in your future. You do have that permanent contentment in the realm of the heart, the equal give or take. You know, that's like a divine relationship. You know, that's sensual, that's passionate. You know, and yeah, whatever cycles you've been through in your past, like, you've definitely put that stick in that wheel. Those cycles you've put a stick in there, and it came to an immediate halt. Like, once you were aware of what it was, what the pattern was that kept perpetuating the toxic cycles that you were in, like, you put a stick in that freaking wheel, and it came to an immediate halt. And I think you are still kind of like in the whiplash of that immediate halt, you know, like, you're still a little bit like, you know, like, when something with that much inertia comes to a complete stop, it's a little bit, you know, like, it takes you by surprise a little bit. But yeah, you do have a very successful, very loving, very permanent connection in your future. Okay. But I don't think you're worried about it. Even though you feel like there's a delay in love, you're not like worried about it. You're not like, when is my lover going to come in? When am I ever going to find this person? You're just going about your business, doing what it is that you got to do, you know? And I think you're being really charitable with your time. You might volunteer at some places. Maybe you'll meet this person while volunteering, or maybe you'll meet this person at some sort of event that you are volunteering for. You know, maybe you're volunteering to do security at like a concert, or volunteering to be a vendor, or, you know, like some sort of volunteer work. You might meet this person at this volunteer work. But you're definitely being charitable with your time, and you're starting to get out there more. You know, you're getting out there, getting noticed. And your hard work will pay off. All right. It is not all for nothing. It will pay off. So just know that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. All right. And don't be too worried about who's going to come in. You know, just worry about like how you can be a better person for yourself, for your own higher good, right? And then the right person will automatically like attract themselves to you. Okay. But you are doing a great job with getting over whatever this trauma is that you used to relive over and over again. So congratulations for releasing that. I know that it is not easy. It's a lot easier said than it is done. So congratulations. All right. Well, those are the messages that I have for my Cancer Collective. I hope this message helped you, or that you found value in it. If you would please hit the little like button or the subscribe button, or drop down and say hello. I love hearing from you guys. All right. And until next time, be good to yourself and to others, always and always. Vroom, beep, beep. Love you.